Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. I'm going to give it a good 2-3 minutes just to allow everybody to join. But welcome. If this is your first NSHSS, meeting or webinar, we're happy to have you here. I normally like to give it until 3:02, 3:03 for me, about 2-3 minutes, just to let everybody get settled. If you would like to have your camera on for the portion of this event, we welcome it. We'd love to see you, connect with you, see your faces. You can see ours, but you do not have to. And I would like to warn everyone here that this will be recorded. So just a heads up that if you do not want your image recorded, then you don't have to turn on your camera, but we will be recording the session today. We also ask that everyone stay on mute unless you have a question. So please stay muted in the Zoom. But if you do have a question, feel free to raise your hand in Zoom, or you can unmute and just say, hi, sorry, can I ask a question really quick? We also do use the chat, so feel free to send a message in the chat. And I will, flag that. Right now, the chat is set so that only I will see the chat messages. You can't message anyone else. So just a heads up on that. But again, as you're coming in, you can turn on your camera if you would like, but you don't have to. And please, everyone, stay on mute for me. All right. So first things first, I want to introduce myself. My name is Madeline, or Maddie. I go by either names, and I am the NSHSS Community Development Coordinator. And so what I do is I manage and lead our NSHSS leadership groups. And so I work with a lot of high schoolers, college students, and working professionals to host events similar to this one, where you can interact with other members, get to know each other. This is specifically our new member meet and greet. So it's an opportunity for you all to ask us questions, get to know a little bit more about NSHSS, and generally get to see one another. We are a international honor society, so it's an opportunity for you to get to know people from all over the world. So I'm super excited and super happy to be here. And again, just a reminder, we do ask everyone to stay on mute for the duration of the event. So just be sure that you're on mute. If you aren't on mute and you're not asking a question, I'll try to mute you myself, but please try to stay vigilant on that. Alrighty, so we're gonna move on. So first things first, if you are new to NSHSS, I would love for you to use a reaction, if you've ever used those reactions in Zoom, and use a heart. So do a heart reaction if you are new to NSHSS. And you can do the ta-da, or like one of those party streamer reactions if you are a member who's already been part of NSHSS for a while. Okay, nice. We've got a good mix. We got a lot of people who are new. Awesome. Very nice. Well, it's exciting to meet you all. And with us here today, we've got a couple of old, not to call you old, you're not old, but some older NSHSS members with us today. I'd love for you all to introduce yourselves. So I'm gonna first toss things over to Carlos.
Hey everyone, Carlos Bertoni. I am based out of Washington, D.C. Have been a member of NSHSS, God, since 2004 or something like that. Back when I was growing up in Mexico, and now I work in the ed tech industry. I help lead our K-12 practice at Qualtrics. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Awesome, thanks, Carlos. Next, I'd like to turn things over to Annika.
Hi, everybody. My name's Annika. I am located in Lund, Sweden. I study at Lund University. I pursue a double bachelor's, one in psychology, one in criminology. I was accepted into NSHSS in 2018. After that, I became an ambassador, and now I am the Collegiate Council Executive Vice President. So I'm very happy to meet you all.
Awesome. Thanks, Annika. Next, I'll move things over to Nasia.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Nasia, and I am a member of NSHSS since 2020. I'm a current Collegiate Council member, and I am also the founder of my own nonprofit, Canary Academy Online, which was the recipient of the 2020 B Marathon grant. So I'm a B Marathon winner as well. So.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And then next off, we've got Helena.
Hi, everyone. I'm Helene. I'm excited to be here with you all. I'm the NSHSS Collegiate Council Executive Board Vice President of Member Engagement. I'm currently majoring in biology and minoring in film and communications at Harvard University. I transferred there a couple of years ago now from UC Berkeley, where I initially was. Yeah, I'm excited to share with you all my career goals to become a dentist. So if you have any questions in that field, I can definitely help with some healthcare STEM related subjects. And then I'm also a former NSHSS scholarship winner. I recently won the Collegiate Council Leadership Scholarship, and then I've won a previous STEM scholarship as well from NSHSS. So I can share a little bit about what it's like to win a scholarship from NSHSS as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So as you can see, we've got quite a few members with us here today who are, engaged with NSHSS in different ways through different stages of life. So we're really happy to have them here to answer any of your questions. But to start things off, I would love to have you ask me any questions that you have about NSHSS. So if you are here because you want to ask more about how to get involved or how to use your membership, I'd like to use the next about 20 to 30 minutes to answer any questions that you have. So if you do have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. And as they come in, we can answer them. So I'll see your question in the chat. I'll bring it up to the group. I'll answer. And then if there's a question for our panelists, they can answer as well. But yeah, go ahead, send in your questions. Okay, yeah, so I see first question is, how do I utilize my membership? And right off the bat, I would say there's a way to utilize it in many ways. We have a lot of information on our website. So we have a ton of free webinars that you can attend. They're hosted on a weekly basis by our partners and also by me and my team that hosts on a variety of topics. There are webinars on things like how to write a college essay, how to deal with your finances, things about mentorship, tons of different topics and opportunities there. You can find that on our website. We also do have in-person events that we host throughout the year. Some of those will be at universities. Some of them are at just throughout the year at different ones. There's one specifically called Scholars Day. We host a Scholars Day twice every year, and it is a 2-day long workshop, giant extravaganza where you can, hear from our partners. We also have a member recognition ceremony. But beyond that, we also have partnerships with a bunch of corporate, nonprofit, and government and university entities where you can get different discounts as a member. You can find all of that information about our partners in your membership dashboard. Definitely log into your member dashboard. It is super vital that you do so. Beyond that, there's also scholarships. We give away about $2 million worth of scholarships every year. So definitely check that out. You can also find that on our website. We host scholarship webinars very frequently to explain how to apply, how to navigate our website. There's actually one upcoming fairly soon that's also on our website that you can sign up to go to live, or you can also watch recordings. Other things are our leadership groups. So we have leadership groups for high schoolers, college students, and working professionals. And the best way to encapsulate those opportunities would be as explaining it as a networking opportunity. If you're part of our leadership groups, then you get to join our leadership Slack. And that's basically a giant group chat that you can join with people from all over the world. It's got high schoolers, college students, and working professionals in it, where you can ask questions, chat with one another. NSHSS will also send polls there to find out, what you think, what you want to see from us, what other opportunities we've got. So what comes straight to my mind, those are a bunch of different opportunities, and there are a bunch more. So if you have any specific questions about specific types of opportunities you want to know if we have, you can also ask about that. But off the top of my head, those are a variety of things I would shout out. Next question looks like it is about, when can I become an ambassador? So we host ambassador applications twice a year. The application just ended for the fall or the spring, but it will be opening in the fall on August 15th. So if you do want to become an ambassador, feel free to apply then. It's open from, I believe, August 15th until October 1st. And our team reviews those on a rolling basis. My biggest advice that I can give to you if you want to apply for our ambassador program, and for those of you who aren't familiar with our ambassador program, it is a leadership group for high schoolers. Anyone can join. You don't have to have, specific leadership examples. If this is going to be your first leadership opportunity, that's more than fine. We welcome you to join. But there is an application and you do need to put thought and effort into it. Not everyone gets accepted. It really is dependent on how your application reads. There's a couple of short answer essays. So, put in some thought and show that you want to do good in the world, and you'll probably be accepted, but just know you do have to put in effort because not everyone is accepted. For that opportunity, again, you join the networking Slack. We also use those volunteers for events. Sometimes if there's an event we're hosting in your area, you can come and get volunteer hours for doing that. We also work with different ambassadors. If they have an idea for a webinar they want to host, they can work with me to host one. And a variety of other opportunities. You can write blogs. We also do social media takeovers where you can go onto our Instagram or our Snapchat and show us a day in your life. So those are the types of things. But again, August 15th through October 1st is the next application period for the ambassador program. When should I start applying for scholarships with the NSHSS? Now, always, we have applications for scholarships open year round. So you can apply all the time. Our scholarships open throughout the year at different times, so you can find them on our website all year. My biggest advice for applying to our scholarships is plan ahead. Don't wait until the last minute to apply. Watch our scholarship explanation webinars and videos that our scholarship team hosts. It will really help you learn how to apply. Put in effort. Don't wait until the week of to write your essay and apply. Spend some time on it, get some people to review it. A lot of them take essays or things like that. So just make sure that you're reading through the requirements really thoroughly. But if you do have questions, you can also reach out to our team at scholarships@nshss.org. That is specifically our scholarships team. And they can answer any questions you have about a specific scholarship. And that's pretty much the gist on scholarships. But if you want to apply for a scholarship, you also do that in your member dashboard. So if you are looking to apply, definitely log into your membership dashboard. That's on our website. That's basically just your account, and you'll be able to view currently open scholarships there and apply for them. All right, I have a question about, okay, so this is a program just for high schoolers, or can you stay while in college? Yeah, so it is a lifetime membership. So that membership fee that you pay to become part of NSHSS is one time. It's a one-time fee, and then you're in it for life. And so in order to provide that opportunity for a lifetime, we have our leadership groups. And a lot of what that does is it gives you a network. So if, say, you're a high schooler, you're graduating, you're going to go to college, you can apply to join our collegiate council. Again, that application is found on your membership dashboard. And what that does is it allows you to join our leadership Slack. You can host different events. You can become part of our executive board who makes decisions and helps host even more events. And you can network with people all over the world. You can also mentor younger students. So there's a ton of opportunities there as well, even beyond. And there's another group called the Fellows for our working professionals. So just tons there. Other questions? we've got, are there any upcoming educational abroad trips? So yes, so every year we have our Nobel tour, which is held in Sweden. Yeah, Annika's waving because she lives in Sweden. So yeah, we have a Nobel tour. Our organization was co-founded by Alfred Nobel, I believe, or no, Klaus Nobel, sorry. He was the great grandson of Alfred Nobel, who founded the Nobel Prize. And so we have a really strong relationship with that prize, the Nobel Prize. And so every year we take a group of students to Sweden to experience the Nobel Prize, and get to go and see the sites as well. So that's one European educational tour that we do every year. But we also have ones in the US all year, in the summer every year for our Ivy League tour. We also have a Boston STEM immersion tour. And then we just recently had a Disney/Universal theme park tour for fun. But yeah, I see Delora, you have your hand up. Did you want to unmute and ask a question?
Hi, yes. So I was wondering, when you do some type of volunteer work, how do you get your hours to log it into your school?
Yeah, so what we do is if you want to volunteer at one of our events, we will have a JOT form that you have to fill out. It's basically just an online form, and that logs it in our side of things that you are signed up as a volunteer. Then you go to the event, you volunteer. If you remember, you can bring your physical copy of the volunteer form or packet that we send you as a volunteer, and our staff can just sign it right there. However, if you go to the event afterwards, you remember, I forgot that form, I didn't get signed in person, that is okay. You can reach out to me or another NSHSS staff member, and they will fill out the paperwork and send it back to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, other questions? Yeah, is Slack used by everyone, like the ambassadors, collegiate council, and the fellows? Yes. So if you're part of our leadership groups, then that Slack, that networking opportunity is used by everyone. It's used by high schoolers, collegiate council members who are in college, and working professionals. But in that giant workspace are a variety of different chat channels. So there's a specific chat group for the ambassadors, a specific chat group for the collegiate council, and then a specific chat group for the working professionals. In order to join that Slack, you have to be a member of our ambassadors, collegiate council, or fellows. So you have to apply to those programs to be part of it. And so, I won't be giving out the Slack code to join in here, but, in the future, if you want to join it, feel free to. But then, later along the line, say you're part of those groups, but you aren't part of it right now. You're not in those chat groups, send me an email. You can email me at madeline.dunn@nshss.org. And I can send you that code personally once I verify that you're part of the group. Other questions?
Madeline, maybe you could list a few of our partners and the opportunities that they offer specifically for NSHSS students.
Sure. That's something I'd have to look up really quick. Our partners are not really under my review, but we do partner with a variety of different organizations. Ones that come off my head are CIA. We partner with different universities. We have a variety of other cool partners. Like, for example, we were partnered with the Atlanta Zoo for previously. I don't know if we still are, where you can get discounted tickets to go there. We also partner with the Intern group, which provides internships abroad or in the US. You can sign up for those, and they'll give you a discounted price in order to go on those trips. We also partner with a couple of sustainability global nonprofits or other organizations that work towards making the earth better and nicer and more sustainable. So if you go to our website, I can link to that part of our website if you want to look at more of them. There are honestly so many partners, I could not keep them in my mind all the time. But if you do want to see the full list of our partners, I'll put that link in the chat for everybody. All right, there you go. Yeah, so other questions we've have, and then I'll say in about 10 minutes, we'll move over to breakout rooms. But if you have any questions specific to NSHSS, ask them here, and then we'll have us into breakout rooms where you can ask, our collegiate council members, our fellows members, different questions about how their experiences and any other questions you may have. Yeah, I see somebody with their hand up. Do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, sorry, I have a few questions. I just wanted to know, like, how did you reach out to us? Like, why are we specifically here? Like, why are we part of this program?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a variety of member qualifications, and I can read those off for you. So one, you only have to meet one of these qualifications. So one, you could have a 3.5 GPA or higher. Two, you could have scored a 1280 SAT score or higher. Three, you could have scored an 1150 PSAT score or higher, a 26 ACT score or higher, score of 4 or higher on any AP exam, have a total combined IB test score of 36 or higher, be top 10% in your class rank, or then we also have some international testing requirements as well for those who are from Europe or wherever else in the world. So you only have to meet one of those. So you could have either been flagged to us by your testing scores, or you could have been recommended by an educator. An educator could have nominated you. We have a program for educators as well. It's called Educators of Distinction. You can, as a member, nominate an Educator of Distinction. So say there's an educator at your school that isn't part of us or hasn't been recognized. You can nominate them to be recognized. And for educators, we offer grants, different funding for different school projects or trips. So that's one of the things that you can do, but those educators also could have nominated you. Yep. Yeah, and then Harriet, do you have a question?
Yeah, so you said about educator like nominating a student. Does it like refer to educators in any country? Because I'm in Canada and I'm currently not in regular school. I'm in ACE, which means I'm learning French. So I don't know how I got accepted because I don't know, because I'm not doing anything, like I don't have a GPA or anything. I'm just learning French and math, just French.
Yeah, so
I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, we're international. So it could be a teacher in Canada. If you do want to know exactly how you were, nominated or asked to join, you can reach out to our member services team and they can look that up in the system to see, who nominated you or how it worked. But that is info you can find.
Okay, so where can I find that?
Yep, I'm going to send you our link to our website. And, I'm just going to read off the email. Would you prefer to email or call them?
An email.
Email? Okay. It'll just be information@nshss.org. Yep. And so if any of you have questions beyond this webinar, this meeting, you can always email information@nshss.org. And that will, we have a team there who can answer any questions you've got. And if you want to email me, but you don't remember my name or my email after this, you can also email them and you can find that contact on our website and it'll find its way to me as well. All right, any other questions? Yeah, I see your hand raised again.
Yeah, sorry, I just had 2 more questions. One of them is, I personally want to also pursue a military career. I want to be a psychiatrist, nurse, behavioral health profession. And I want to know, is NSHSS gonna help me be part of it? Is it going to kind of drive me to a path that's in that profession, but not in the military? Is it gonna kind of help me?
Well, I've got 2 thoughts. One, we do partner with the military. We have partnerships with the Army, the Navy, I believe the Marines, the CIA. We may have a partnership with the Air Force. I'm not certain. I'd have to look it up. But so first off, yes, we do have connections with those entities. We have internships with those entities. So Sometimes what members can do if they're interested in that sphere, they can get contact information from us and we can help them make those connections. The other thought that I have is if you're looking into the medical field, if you're looking into the academic sphere, we do have those leadership programs where you can network, and a huge part of NSHSS is networking. That's like really the one thing that I would say is really important from it. So if you do join those leadership programs, you can connect with people from all over the world and all different universities and all different programs, and you can ask them questions, and there's a huge mentorship aspect to that. So that would be, my two main thoughts of how it can help you. All right, does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, awesome. All right, I see some other hands. Delora?
Yes, so I was wondering if there is some type of specific way where I could find out where the events are located near me. Do I just put in like a zip code and then some events would pop up on the website?
No, so all of our events are going to be listed. I'm going to put it in the chat on this specific website or portion of our website. So you can find all of our upcoming events there. Those are not all of the events for the entire year. They're only updated up to a certain extent. So the furthest we have updated now is until November of 2022. And as we have more events confirmed, we'll add them to the calendar. But we offer events mostly on the East Coast and the West Coast. Sometimes we'll have some kind of middle ground in the Midwest, but a lot of the times they're more in the East Coast and the West Coast in person. But we do offer quite a bit of stuff online because, we're worldwide, we're international. We want to make sure everybody's included. But that will be the website that you can find that info.
Would the online ones be on the same website, or is that one only for in person?
Yeah, I can show you it. So I'll share my screen really quick and I'll show everybody how to navigate the website. So here is the screen. Can everybody see my screen? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can see it? Perfect. Thank you, everybody. So here's our website. And so when you click on our website, under this membership tab, you're going to find information about our leadership programs. So that's the ambassadors, our collegiate council, our fellows. You can also find out information about membership perks. So if you want to find out how to use the most of your membership, a lot of these pages will explain that really, really well. The second tab is going to be scholarships. There's tips and advice for applying to scholarships. Winners who've recently won, our past winners, we have all of that on our website. You can find that here. For events, this tab is a lot. So I'm going to explain it really quick. So we've got upcoming webinars. That will be all of our virtual events. I believe all of the events that are on that page are completely free to attend. So all of you should have access to that. We have some throughout the year. I believe they're done at least on a weekly basis. So you should be able to view them there. Then we have upcoming events. Now that can be a mix of in-person and virtual events. But most of that will be in-person events, and that will list all of the events that are going on, their locations, their dates, what the event will be on that specific subset of that tab. Then we have our academic tours, and our academic tours are normally week-long trips that you can go on. They are paid, so you have to pay to go on those. And those are the things like our Ivy League college tour. Those are to view Ivy League schools. I'll actually be out of office next week for about from this Sunday. So I leave tomorrow and I'll be coming back on next Sunday, chaperoning about 50 students on that college tour for that round. We also have a STEM immersion trip. We have our Nobel tour. And then we recently had our Disney trip. So those are listed there and they're held in the summers. Then we've got everything else is past content. So past events, you can view all of the events that we've held in the past, pictures from the events, the people who spoke there, things like that. And then past webinars is where you can view all of the videos and events from virtual events that we've held in the past. So say you're a new member, but we've been hosting these webinars for a really long time. You're not missing out because you can go back and rewatch all of the webinars we've hosted in the past. And we will always keep that up to date and continuously improving so that you can view all of that content, or if there's a webinar you want to attend and you can't, you can find that there. So that's about the events. Then we've got our Educator tab. That is going to be information about educators for educators. So if you have an educator at your school and they want to learn how they can get involved with NSHSS, how they can utilize our resources, they can register as an educator. They can nominate students to become part of NSHSS that they think are high achieving. They can nominate other educators. You can nominate educators. And then they can also apply for grants. And a grant is kind of like a scholarship, but for an educator. And it is a scholarship or a grant where they can apply for funding for either school supplies or a really cool initiative they want to go on, or if they want to take their students on a school trip, they can apply to get that funding. Other than that, in our tabs, we've got partners. Those are our corporate, nonprofit, governmental, university partners. You can find out more about who we work with. And then we have just a couple of other tabs be more about our commitment to world betterment, different initiatives that we support, information on different topics like sustainability or mental health, how you can promote peace in the world. And then we also have our Be More Fund, which is a Shark Tank-like style competition that we host every year at one of our Scholars Day events. Where you can apply for a $10,000 grant. I believe we give out 10 $10,000 grants to those who apply. If they have an interesting entrepreneurship or business idea, you can apply to win. And there's like a panel of judges and they vote on who's the best, and then those students win. And then we have our Intern Readiness Certificate Program. That is a certificate course. That one is also a paid opportunity. So you have to pay to be part of it. And it is a 10-week long course where you learn the basic school toolkit, basic skills for your first internship or job. And then just last other things are about. So if you want to learn about, who works at NSHSS, if you want to check out different initiatives that we've done, leadership, our Scholars Journal, other items like that, then you can also find it there. But that is the basics of our website. I know that was a lot. So if anyone has specific questions about the website, feel free to follow up with me after this, send that message to me and I can answer any questions. But I see Delora, you have your hand up again.
Oh, I just forgot to put it down. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then is it Ida?
No, it's pronounced Ida.
Ida, okay, perfect. Yeah, what's your question?
When we're finished with the meeting, are you going to post the recording for us to see?
Yep, I can post that recording on that tab that says past webinars.
Are you going to send it to our emails too?
I don't believe that it gets sent to your email. You'll have to find it on our website or on our YouTube page. But again, it'll be right on our website. It'll probably take, a couple of days for that to happen, just for our team to be able to post it and for it to show up, but it will be posted later on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, and then I see another question. Is it Cherry?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon. My question is about volunteer hours. So I know I can get some volunteer hours like during the summer. If I go volunteer at like a local pet shelter or something like that, how do I log those hours if they're not necessarily associated with NSHSS?
Yeah, so we only track hours for students who volunteer with us. My suggestion though, say you need those hours for your school, you can get a official volunteer document from your school or an organization that you need them for. We do not track hours or require hours for NSHSS, but you can find a document from your school or, if it's a club that you're part of that needs hours, and they can give you a form. And then what you can do is go to that organization, have them fill it out for you, and then you can bring it back to whoever needs it for you.
Okay, so I guess my question was because when I joined the group at my school, they were like, okay, you need like a set amount of hours before first semester ends and second semester ends. I didn't know if that was part of like the official group or like the school charter.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't be part of us. One thing that makes me think of is there are a variety of different organizations that you can be part of. So sometimes students will think that we're NHS instead of NSHSS. So I can give a quick breakdown of NHS versus NSHSS. So we are NSHSS, the National Society of High School Scholars, and we are a lifetime membership international organization. It's an individual membership. So we do not have chapters in a school. We don't, need a specific type of like requirement. You don't have to have like a ton of volunteer hours to be part of us. And a lot of that is because we know students, different students excel in different ways. And we don't want anyone to be excluded just because, maybe they aren't the best test taker. I wasn't a great test taker. That stressed me out. So, that is why we do that. We're thoughtful that way. So we have a lifetime membership. It's international, whereas organizations like NHS will oftentimes require volunteer hours, and they have chapter based. So they're like a club in your school, and oftentimes they'll have specific set requirements that you have to fulfill. So that's the only thing I can think of, is maybe that is like an NHS requirement. But for our ambassadors, we do ask that they do, at least like between 10 and 20 hours every year volunteering with us, but it's not, you don't have to do it. It's a suggestion, just so that way you get the most of your most of what you're doing with us. It's kind of a recommendation, but we do track it if it's with us. Okay. All right. Shelby?
I was wondering if you had to go on like the trips, or if it's just like just a fun thing to do or something like that.
Yeah, you don't have to go on those. They're totally optional. To go on any of our academic tours, it is paid, so you do have to pay to go on those. Same with our in-person events. Those will have a price to go to it, just because we provide lunch and a lot of different services, and also for us to rent the event space. So there is a price associated with those. But for our virtual events, things like this, they're free of cost. But for the academic ones, totally optional. All right, Luca?
All right, so I'm sure I missed a lot of introduction stuff because I joined really late. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But like my only question is, I've been starting to get emails about NSHSS, sorry. And I was just wondering, like, I got to like a screen where I logged in, put all my info in and stuff, and it like asked me to like pay for like, I guess like is it like a cap and gown, or is it like you're kind of paying for like the membership?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one, I'll say two things. One, the membership, you only have to pay once. It's a lifetime fee, so you will get to a page, I think it's $75 that you have to pay.
Yeah.
But that is one time. You will only have to pay that once. And then if you would like, you can also purchase caps and gowns and things like that. I believe we have in our member store like different items that you can buy for that, but you don't have to.
All right. And like, I guess one last question is like, what does it mean to be a part of like NSHSS? I know that's like kind of broad, but like, I'm trying to grasp my mind about like, what actually is it? And like, are we required to do certain things since we're in it? Or is it kind of like like it'll look good on like a resume or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I would say, first off, there aren't requirements. It's kind of a two-parter. One, you're in this because you have rigor, you have an academic standing, you are an amazing individual, so we're recognizing you, we're honoring you. And then two, the second part of it is, I will say, you'll get out of it what you put into it. So while there are no specific requirements of you to be engaged and to be part of it, I will say the more you use your membership and the more you're engaged with us, the more you're going to feel you've gotten your money's worth. So one thing I can say is, you could join the leadership groups, you can use our partner perks, you can come to our virtual webinars, things like that. Carlos, I saw you raised your hand. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I think I can take this one, because I think I might be actually the person who's been the longest member on here, which is pretty crazy. So, and this might actually touch on some of the questions that you guys have been asking. So for context, I was born and raised in Mexico. I got my invitation to be part of NSHSS when I was still in high school in Mexico. I went to Harvard. I was a full-time scholarship kid at Harvard. I was also a scholarship recipient from NSHSS, and that scholarship money definitely helped me with a lot of my summer travel for my internships. I was also part of the student council at the time, and I had an opportunity to participate on a bunch of events at the International Monetary Fund, at the U.S. Senate building here in D.C., the Carter Center in Atlanta. I was really involved with the organization. Once I graduated, I actually helped launch our fellows program for alumni. We built that part of the organization from scratch. And now as a professional, I mean, it's one more network that you can tap into to provide mentorship, to learn from one another. So the way that I would think about something like NSHSS, yes, it's something that you can put on your resume 100%. Yes, it's something you can talk about in your college applications and your college interviews, but you should think about it as one more way in which you're building your own brand as a student and then as a working professional, and one more way for you to build your network. So there's to Madeline's point, like there's so many ways in which you can get something out of the membership and just being a part of the organization. So hopefully that answered the question, Luca, and some of you other guys.
Yeah, it did. Thank you. And like, you guys can help with like getting scholarships. Did you say that?
Yeah. So we give away about $2 million worth of scholarships every year on a variety of different topics and, arts, humanities, STEM, things like that. So just check it out. It's on our website. I can put the link to our scholarship section of our website in the chat. Let me pull that up really quick.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you can check those out. You can also check it out in your member dashboard. But check it out. And if you do have questions about scholarships, feel free to reach out to our scholarships team. Their email is scholarships@nshss.org. All right, everybody. So I know you've all got questions. But in order to save time to speak to our panelists and everyone who's here to meet you, I want to move us into breakout rooms. So if you want to talk to our panelists, I'm going to open those breakout rooms. You can move into there, but you're also going to have the option if you want to stay in here and ask me more administrative questions, things like that. I'll stay here. So panelists, you can move into the breakout rooms. I'm going to name off a number, and that is the number of the breakout room that I want you to move into. So breakout room number 1, I want to be Carlos. Breakout room 2 is Annika. Breakout room 3 is Helena. And then breakout room 4 is Nasia. So I'm going to move you guys into there now. I'm going to open up those breakout rooms. Again, if you want to move into there, feel free to. Or you can stay here and ask me questions. Yep, and if you have to leave now, that's more than fine. If you want to ask questions about NSHSS, you can either email information@nshss.org, or you can call our member services, and I will put that information in the chat. All you need to do is just go to our website. And at the bottom of the page of our website, you can find the information to email or call our member services team. Yep. All right, I see a hand up. Do you have a question?
Yeah, are the breakout rooms for us to just ask questions or something else?
Yeah, so the breakout rooms have our leadership group members. So there are some members who've been part of NSHSS for a while. So if you want to move into those and ask them how they've utilized their membership as members, or ask them about their experiences, you can move into there to ask those questions. Or I will stay here to answer questions that are more, NSHSS, what I can offer you as an employee.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, I see some more hands up. Is it Kai?
And sorry, Maddie, how do I join the breakout room?
Oh yeah, so at the bottom of your screen, you should see a little thing that says breakout rooms. And then you can click on that, and then you will be in room number 1. All right, I see a hand up. Is it Kai or K?
Are you talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's apostrophe is Katasia. It's like a whole
Okay,
thing.
perfect. Sorry
I
about
have a
that.
question. It's okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. I put it in the chat a while ago, but for like college students or like working officials, do they have to be invited or like can they apply?
Yeah, to be part of the leadership groups?
No, like just NSHSS in general.
Yeah, so how it works is we're at a high school, we recognize high schoolers. So we invite high schoolers to join, but we have a lifetime membership. So we have people who are part of our organization who, previously graduated high school or are still members. And that's where the leadership groups come into play, where if you've, left high school, you still want to be part of our network, you still want to, utilize our membership, then you can join our leadership groups and kind of give back. So you can mentor younger students, host virtual events, volunteer with us, be part of our executive boards, who we invite to panel at our in-person events. So does that help answer your question?
Sort of.
Okay.
Like, does it stretch, like, do you guys invite college students or would they have to like apply themselves?
Yeah, so we do not invite, after you've graduated high school, we do not invite college students. We invite people who are part of high school. We do not, actively, if you've already graduated, we don't invite you. But if you're currently in high school, then we'll invite those students.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, I see other hands. Is it Char?
Hi, this is Shar.
Okay.
My daughter has mutism, so she's watching you.
Okay.
So, and you may have answered the question, but I'll just quick bit of background. We just got a letter from you guys, so we have zero clue how she got in the group, but I paid for the membership for her. Her grades have always been good. So you may have answered the question about how can you support a student with disabilities and how might she get involved with you guys to do some of the volunteer stuff and that kind of thing? Do we need to, like, behind the scenes make arrangements, or what do we need to do?
Yeah, so what I would say is 100% we are always willing to work with our students who have, different situations, different disabilities. We always want to have opportunities for students no matter, what their situation may be. So I would say yes, reach out to us. And we can find an opportunity. We have a lot of opportunities that can be with social media where you don't necessarily have to be, interacting with people or, speaking. There are opportunities that are kind of more administrative where you can volunteer. Or there's also a lot of opportunities if you do want to, be at in-person events. We can find an opportunity for her as well to interact. I always try to make it a point to set up those opportunities. I also manage the in-person volunteers. So if you want to reach out to me and my team specifically, you can email madeline.dunn@nshss.org. It'll just be first name dot last name of my name at nshss.org, and we can chat more about some opportunities.
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Do you have any other questions, Charlotte? Or are you good? You're good. Okay, thank you so much. And she says thank you.
Oh, thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Next question I see is it Savannah?
Yeah, hi. So I'm part of the collegiate council, and I was just wondering, how do I get like more involved in like the mentoring of like people? Because I know the Slack thing, but a lot of the high schoolers that are in the Slack group are ambassadors and already know what they want to do. And I know how it feels to like feel like you need help and guidance picking a career option. So I was just wondering, how do you get involved with mentoring?
Yeah, so it's as simple as just reaching out, asking me, because a lot of the times I'm looking for students to host different virtual events. I am one person, so I can't do everything in the world. So I appreciate when students ask me to, they have an idea for an event and I can co-host it with them. every once in a while, we'll have meet and greets or we'll have mentoring events. So if you are interested in helping with that, what I'll do is set up a meeting with you for us to chat, a preliminary meeting so that I can find out more about you, see if you'd be a fit, see if you would give good advice. And then from there, once I know you and I know that you'll give good advice to students, you'll be a good leader, then I can work with you to create an event and we can host that together. But that's
Awesome.
one way. Yep.
Cool. So should I just reach out to you through Slack or email?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah. Feel free to reach out to me in Slack.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep, of course. All right. I see we've got a couple other questions. Was it, I think Gretchen, did you had your hand up for a while?
Yeah, I've had my hand up for a little while. So got a couple questions. I'm not a member yet because I wanted to come here first and figure out what this is about. I'd like to know a couple things like, how do I become a member and what benefits do I usually get? Are there any requirements or anything like that?
Yes. So did you receive an invitation in the mail?
I received about 2 or 3, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means that you already fulfill our requirements. We've got a couple of requirements. You only have to fulfill one. There's like an SAT requirement, an ACT requirement. You have to be like the top 10% in your class, or you have to have a 3.5 GPA or higher. But you only have to meet one of those. So that means that you already do.
So is there like a, sorry, but is there like a way
it.
I could figure out why I was invited?
Yeah, so if you want to know why you were invited or how you were invited, you can reach out to our member services team and then they can look to see if there was an educator who may have nominated you. Because that's another way that it can go about, is if you are an educator or an educator at your school who's part of our program who then nominates you. So you can reach out to our group. I believe the email is on our website, but it is information@nshss.org. And then if you want to call, there's a phone number on our website as well.
Okay, so how do I become a member? Is there like, do I have to like sign up or something?
Yeah, so what you can do is go to our website. In the invitations that you received, there should be some information about how to sign up. But basically, you'll go to our website, accept your membership, and there's a one-time fee. It's $75. However, if you do have financial need, we do offer partial and then full fee waivers. So if anyone here, you want to become part of our group, but you may not have the ability to financially, we do offer financial aid, either free or partial waivers for that $75 fee for, qualifying members. We don't ever want, financial need to be something that keeps somebody from being involved. So that's also there, but there is a $75 fee. It's a lifetime membership. You'll only pay that one time. And then once you're a member, you can become part of our leadership groups. You can get some partnership discounts. We partner with corporations, nonprofits, government, universities, a bunch of different opportunities there. And then we also have a bunch of free webinars, events throughout the year. And then we also do like social media takeovers with our leaders, bunch of opportunities, really tons of stuff. No matter what you're interested in, we probably got something. But yeah, that'd be the basics of what I would offer.
Also, what is this Slack I keep hearing about?
Yeah, so if you're part of our leadership groups, whether it be our ambassadors, which is for high schoolers, our collegiate council, which is for college students, or our fellows, which is for working professionals, it's basically a giant group chat. If you've never used Slack, it's a professional group chat platform that a lot of people use. It's kind of like Discord, if you've ever used that, or like
No,
WhatsApp.
I don't usually have social media, so.
Okay, yeah, well, it's basically like a giant group chat or that you can use. And so it's got people from all over the world who are part of that leadership group. And you can network with one another, ask each other questions, share different resources, make some friends, things like that. And we have a team who monitors that. We're part of it. We make sure, everybody's safe, everybody's good. And we will also post opportunities in there for students to get involved. But yeah, that's the basics of the Slack.
Okay.
Yep. All right. I see. Do you have any other questions, Gretchen?
None that I can think of at the moment.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you for asking. I'm going to move things over to, is it Angelina?
Yeah, hi. I was just wondering, for scholarships, like academic scholarships, does it matter when, like, what year you are in high school to like apply? For example, if you're like a junior, like you're starting to go into junior year, can you apply for academic scholarships, or does it just depend?
Yeah, so it depends on which scholarship you're looking at. So some of our scholarships will be open to anyone who's in high school, or anyone in general. There are other scholarships that are only open to seniors or juniors. So it really depends on the scholarship. On the page of the scholarship, I'll actually pull up one of ours as an example. There should always be requirements listed on the website for a specific scholarship. And it will show you on that page how old you have to be, like what year you have to be in school. Let me pull one up as an example. All right, I'll share my screen. Okay, so for example, this is our NSHSS STEAM scholarship. You can see here the close date, how much money it is, how many people win. So for this one, 10 people win $1,000. And down here is even more information. So for eligibility, it will say high school seniors planning to major in STEAM fields: science, medicine, technology, engineering, arts, or mathematics. So it'll tell you exactly what year in school you have to be. But not all of them, and I would say probably not even a majority of them, are just for seniors or juniors. A lot of our scholarships are open to anyone, no matter what year in high school you are. And my advice would be to start applying for scholarships as soon as possible. So even if you're a freshman or a sophomore, start now. It's really the best time to start. All right. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. So for example, okay, can you apply for a scholarship before you start applying for like colleges, or do you have to apply at the same time?
I would say, I believe you do not. So if the scholarship application says it's open to freshmen or sophomores in high school, we know that you're probably not going to be applying to college until your senior year of high school. So as long as you're planning to go to college, you're going to use those funds for college, you're more than welcome to apply. What we will often do is hold that money in our account and then send it to you when you are going to college. So different scholarships are administered in different ways. And I'd have to check in with our team. And if you have a question about a specific scholarship, we can ask our team if we're going to hold it for you, if we're going to send it to you directly. Because it also, for tax reasons, we want to make sure that we're doing the best thing for you. So I believe it kind of depends on the situation. So normally what we'll do is, if you're super young, I think we'll hold it for you and then send it to you when you're going.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And can you apply to multiple scholarships, right?
Yep, you can apply to as many scholarships as you want.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. All right, it looks like we've got about 1 more minute. So I'm going to call back everybody else, but I'm going to keep answering questions. So is it Leah?
Yes, Madeline, thank you. Thank you for your introduction. My son already joined your organization. I already took several webinars. I think it's very helpful. I'm wondering, you mentioned about
Oh, I think you froze. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, so I'm gonna move over and ask somebody else to answer a question, and then if you're able to come back, you can ask it after. All right, I'm going to go over to, is it Emily?
Yeah, correct. Hello.
Hi.
So I was wondering, I was looking over your scholarships that you have available, and for most of them, they're small donations. Are those like one-time awards? And I'm curious, do you have any that are meant for going through college itself. So like you're applying and it's a scholarship for like 6,000 per year kind of thing. So then if a 4-year college, it'll have that amount, $24,000 kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not certain if there's ones that are recurring, if it's like you apply once and you get it every year. We might have ones with specific universities like that, but that is a question that I would definitely ask our scholarships team. I don't want to give you the wrong info. So I'm going to put that email into the chat and I would reach out to them directly. They'll be able to tell you about all of the details about every single scholarship. And I believe they should be able to let you know if there is one that is recurring.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you for asking. All right, everybody. It looks like we've hit our time. So I'm gonna end things now to be thoughtful of our panelists and everybody's time. If you do have a question, it wasn't answered today, I am going to put my email, I'm sorry, the email for our organization into the chat. You can email that email for questions about NSHSS, or you can email me about anything specific to the leadership groups, to volunteering, or if there's something else that you want to ask about a specific department, I can always forward it along to them. So feel free to email those 2 separate emails for any questions that weren't answered here today. I put that into the chat. I'm going to stick around for the next 3 minutes just to make sure everybody's all right. But if if you are all set, thank you so much for coming. I'm so happy to meet you, and I hope you have an awesome rest of your summer. And thank you so much to the panelists for being here. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hello, hello.
Bye,
thank you. Hi, Madeline.
Hi. Yeah, I just saw you
Bye,
were able
thank
to
you.
unfreeze.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I would like to finish my question.
Go for it.
I know it's a very big organization. I'm sure that my son will get help from this organization. So you just mentioned about military partner, right? With NSHSS. So for example, I know for military university, they have a requirement about the recommendation letters from senator or representatives. So I think maybe it's a little bit difficult for the general, high school students. So I'm wondering if there any way for us to gain these recommendation letters, or if there are specific person can help us to do that.
Okay, so you're asking if we have the ability to help you get a recommendation from someone who's like in government, like a senator or something like that?
Yes. Yes.
I would say, I'm not certain if we do that. The best advice that I would give is, if you're a member of NSHSS, is to use our partnerships. So we do have partnerships with military organizations or with the government. So what you could do in order to secure that is connect with those partners, maybe do one of the internships, do something like that. And then from there, you could possibly gain that connection to, get that recommendation. I would be weary to say, I'll just partner you up with someone, because the power of our letter of recommendation is when it comes from someone that you know and that knows you. So, I don't think that is something that we do. However, you could email our partnerships team. I'll put that email in the chat. And they may be able to give you a lead for that, in order to see what partners you could connect with, or things like that.
Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Madeline.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, have a good day.
Yeah, you as well.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. We're going to end it here.
Thank you, Madeline. See you in the panel.
Thanks for coming. I'm going to go ahead and end the Zoom. Again, if you didn't have your question answered, then feel free to reach out. But thanks so much, everybody. Bye.